This is Mike.
And I'm walking across America.
So the question that everyone wants to know, what inspired you to walk across the United States?
It was something that I put off for a long time. I wanted to do it for 5 years, and it really wasn't until after my dad died and then when my friend Avicii died that I knew my life is now. One day I'm gonna die too, and everyone wants you to forget you're gonna die, because if you forget you're gonna die, then you'll waste your life, working for their company, spending money on what they're selling.
You might know Mike from his hit song,
I took a pill in Ibiza,
which has billions of plays online. I've been a huge fan of his music since I went to college and heard this song.
You got designer shades just to hide your face, and you wear them around, you think you're cooler than me.
When I found out that Mike was walking across America from New Jersey to California, I reached out on Instagram and he was very open to me sharing his story. So we hopped in a car this morning from New York City. You guys excited?
Yeah. Yes.
And we drove 4 hours to track him down in central Pennsylvania. Yo, what up, buddy? What's up? How you doing? How many miles have you walked so far?
I think a little over 200.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you say has been the best or most rewarding part so far about this walk?
The people I've met, People walk with me pretty much every day.
So you've been on the road for how many days?
18.
What have you learned so far?
So far I've learned how amazing the American people are. I've been a touring musician 10 years, so I've been to a lot of different countries, a lot of different cities.
Mike is walking across America because he wants to. He has no rules, no budgeting, no restrictions, just walking, playing random shows when he can, and the rest will just play itself out.
Sometimes my mind will say, like, you should stop today, or maybe take a day off or something like this, but then I don't even believe what my mind is saying,
After he walks his 10 to 15 miles a day, he finishes at this RV, which is his home. It's like a nice little room back here, man.
Yeah, this is my bedroom. So, like, the number one question people always ask is where do you sleep? And I walk assisted, which means that each day Colin goes ahead of me in the RV, 5 to 10 miles. He'll meet me at increments. And then after the day's over, we'll drive the RV to someplace safe to sleep. We'll sleep there, and then I come back to the exact same spot that I finished. I keep all the notes people give me. I don't know if you come in here more, but like, people give me a lot of things along the way.
What message are you trying to spread to people who follow you on this walk?
Just that you don't have to play by the rules. I'm supposed to record an album, tour the album, record another album, tour the album. And I just said, screw it, I'm gonna go walk across America. Lots of people try to tell me not to do it. It was a bad idea, it's not good for my career, this and that. But there's never a good time to do what you want to do. Life is now. If you close your eyes, you take a deep breath, you open them back up. This is your life. This is it, And so I think my biggest message would be just life is now. I'm doing it because I want to.
What's so amazing about Mike is that when most people achieve the success that he's had, they want to guard it and build a wall around it. But Mike is not that way at all. He's the opposite. He's down to earth and really friendly and goofy. What was it like to have so much fame and millions of dollars as a 23-year-old?
Yeah, it's the greatest gift in the world, because basically all the things that I thought were gonna fill me up and make my experience of life better didn't. I thought once I get the record deal, once I get the hit song, once I get the money, once I get the attention from the opposite sex, then I will feel better. But what I realized was I worked really hard, I attained all those things, and I felt 0% happier, 0% more secure, 0% more comfortable in my own skin.
Coming out to meet Mike today has been an incredible experience and one that I'll never forget. Great to meet you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you don't mind me asking, Avicii's someone I really look up to. I've seen him live like 10 times.
Wow.
What was your relationship with him?
Avicii and we had a working relationship. We worked usually once or twice a year. He heard my music a long time ago, probably about 10 years ago, and I guess he liked it, and he reached out to me, and he actually sent me his song Levels. You remember Levels?
Of course, man.
He sent me Levels before it was out, but it didn't have the sample yet. So you know, the oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, didn't have that yet. He asked me to write a song to it. I actually tried it like 3 times. I wrote like 3 different songs to Levels, but I never like nailed it. And so he ended up using the sample. But that's how we started working together. And then, you know, I was at a really cold spot in my career, and he never cared who's hot. He just cares if he likes your music or not. So after Cooler Than Me came out, really like my career kind of ground to a halt. And people called me a one-hit wonder at the time, because I only had 1 hit. I hadn't had more yet. And he invited me out to Sweden to go write with him. So I flew out there. I went to Stockholm, and like I said,
Oh, you went to him?
Yeah, I went to him.
Stockholm's
Like
cool
I
place.
had nothing to do, really. My career was like very cold at the time. So then I went there and we started writing songs, and I knew he had a show in Ibiza like the next week. And I figured, hey, I'm already in Europe. I was like, man, can I come to your show? And he said, yeah, it's cool. So I went to his show, and I was in the crowd, and I felt really like jealous of him, because his career was blowing up and mine wasn't. I was just sitting in the crowd like, watching him. I remember he played the song we made that week, and I was drinking. It was when I still drank. I was drinking, I was drunk. These guys were like, hey man, you want to take one of these pills? And I was like, yeah, foolishly. And I took the pill, and I took a pill in Ibiza. I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. And then when I wrote that song, Avicii was like the first person I played it for, because I said his name in it. And he was like, man, this is one of the best songs you ever wrote. And so we would work on music. I worked with him like a month before he died in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
You were with him face to face?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He would work on new music, new album stuff.
Yeah, they're just gonna release it in June. I'm Drew Binsky, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.